Sit night. Bless you.
Me? I did not ever know how to do this. I do.
Hey, did you take medicine today? Andrew?
Is it what?
Did you take medicine today?
Yeah, I did.
You took medicine today?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It was this one.
What's good in the world of YouTube?
Who
On this late night.
doesn't like?
Oh, it's late night tea.
Your brother, sister, cousin, dog.
I swear every time I come on here, there's like new features.
What's his name?
Or how the frick did that come up?
Oh.
Okay.
Wait, Nathan?
Actually, I like how it just did that right now. That's pretty cool. I wonder how I could make it do it like that instead.
Okay.
I said the more I try to educate myself on YouTube, like I'll get used to one way and then it'll change it to a different way, and it's like, why? I just gotten used to one way. Now, why are you guys making it difficult for older people? You know we struggle to adapt. What up, Perito? Saludos from Anaheim, California. That's right. Shout out to Anaheim. Oh, what's good, Hormiga? What's cracking like?
Do you play Fortnite?
Homie Gerardo.
You play Warzone?
What's up, fool? What's cracking like? Pandilla. YouTube does that shit all the time. En serio, huh? I never understood why the fuck it does that. Like, it just keeps upgrading and upgrading and upgrading. Like, why? Like, what's wrong with the way it was before? What's good, Alex? Saca la bolsita. No, pues la tuya primero, ¿no? Me dijeron que tú tienes la calidad. La mía está cortada. Shout out to Richmond. Woo woo. Out of Atlanta. What's poppin', G? Sin City's finest. That's right. Oh, we chilling, my boy. We chilling.
It sounds like this. Wait.
Come on. R. Eso sí, homie. Shout out to the R. You already be knowing.
It's gonna go away.
From the Valle all the way to Richmond. Does your father ever do big murals? Yeah. Some homies have talent in like hitting like massive ass murals. A few of the homies have like sick writing skills. You know, very creative, you know. Homies have their own different, like, you know what I like that some homies could do? When they do modified Old English, like it's like, it grabs like the idea of Old English, but with their own twist to it, you know what I mean? You know who could do letters like that too, that are sick, that you see in their CD covers? Psycho Realm. You know, Psycho Realm's lettering is chingon. My uncle was really good at that too, you know, when it comes to lettering. It's because some fools just have that creative touch, homie. Like just their overall how they're able to write some letters is sick. I can't write to save my life, but I'm saying like there's homies that have talent, you know. They get down in skills and shit like that, and drawing too and stuff like that. Motherfuckers make it seem so easy, huh? Yeah, but homies used to catch like mean ass from wall to wall, from like fucking from top to bottom. Like, damn, dog. 30 names up there, like, su puta madre. You know what's funny? What I seen today? No lie, I seen this shit today. It was a tagger. It was a tag crew. I think it was KAB, but it's a tag crew. But I seen them. They did hit ups, right? They hit up a lot, but they did a hit up. And the vato tell me why he puts "go follow me" on Instagram, and he actually puts his Instagram shit on the waffle. Like, no mames, güey. Ya no más faltaba, fool. Hey, I put that shit on everything I love. I seen that shit today, fool. I was like, damn. I was gonna take a picture of that shit too, just to like, fuck, like, estos güeyes. You know what I mean? Se pasan de lanza. That fool actually could put, follow me on Instagram, homie. Pa' que miren. He's like, well, might as well get my subscribers up. Then once the Huran gives a knock at his fucking house for vandalizing, a ver si es cierto, güey. Mamadas. Feedman weekend, everybody. That's right, Simone. A hot one too, bro. It's hot over here. I don't know how the weather is where you guys are at, but man, over here it's like the heat is real, homie. Like you go out there and you could hear yourself sizzling, fool, while you're just chilling out there. Like, damn, who's barbecuing? Like, nah, homie, that's you. That's why you're smelling like carnitas. It's real talk, homie. You could hear yourself sizzle, like. ¿Tu madre what's that? Somebody's making huevos. Pinches huevos saliendo de los pantalones, güey. That's how, you know, how hot it is. They be drooping. What's the weather like? It's so hot as fuck. Nah, it's been hot, fool. It's been like horrendous hot. Whoa, what's hot for us? I know other places like Arizona and places like that. They'll be like, man, that ain't hot. That's just like that's a breeze right there. Like what's hot to us? We're like 90, like in the 90s, almost in the hundreds, bro. That already to us is like, forget it. It's over. Rose meat is definitely up in the house. Woo woo. Double R. It was 90. Hey, at least we don't really have that humidity. You saw the rapper that got shot up in North Hollywood. What rapper? Do you know his name? When did it happen? Today? My dad can't draw tight. Oh, that's right. I know, man. I wish I had the skills for that. Like, there's some homies that their artwork is fucking. Their mind, fool. Their mind is just sick. You know what I mean? There's really homies that have a lot of talent. Shoot me a shout out to the homeboys out of Jeffrey Street. That's right, Locote, straight out of Anaheim. Shout out to Jeffrey Street, holding it down out of the TJs. You already know. Out of the Tijuanitas. I saw your hood hit up on Loa Canyon and Manoa 2 days ago. Yeah, the homies always hit up right there. That right there's always hit up right there, or on Ben and Dehan, or on Bose, you know. They're the or the 7-Eleven. They're the normal walls that always get hit up. Technique was never my thing. But I'm telling you, I had homies that just had the skill for it. You know what I mean? What's good, 626? What's cracking lacking? He had a photographic memory. All right. Yeah, there's fools that can pay attention to details, man. They get it to the dot, homie. It's sick, you know? With those skills, you could do a lot. You know, you could go work for a company, you know, designing movies like anime or even comic books, you know what I'm saying? Or a tattoo artist, you know what I mean? Even if you don't tattoo yourself, like you could sell your drawings or your patterns or your lettering to tattoo artists. They'll buy it, you know, they'll buy it off of you. Like, they'll tell them, you know, like you get the alphabet or whatever and you send it to them, but then you won't be able to use those letters no more or sell it to somebody else. You know what I mean? They do that kind of shit too. You know, it's kind of like rappers when they ghostwrite for somebody, right? Like when they write the rola for them and they just rap it and they just get paid for it, so they're just not able to use it. You know, a lot of people do that shit too. You know, I have ghost rolled for a few people. You know, it's pretty good, you know, little good side money, you know. Hey, however you can get it, you know what I'm saying? As long as you're not in the backseat of a Honda, you know what I mean, con las piernas arriba. But then that homie is all straight. They use eso. Serio. Yeah, I'm not live, bro. That fool, bro. Go follow me on Instagram and put his Instagram information. Fool. I'm just like, what the fuck? I'm like these fools. Saludo, compa, desde Southgate. That's right. Whoa, whoa. Vecino. ¿Qué onda? Vecino. I saw the NH boys hit up too, though. Yeah, they hit up too. You know what I mean? They there. You know, they do their thing. You know, they haven't gone nowhere. They there. It started raining well, it wasn't raining. It was like a slight drizzle. Not even a drizzle. It was like More like a miss. It's like a light miss for like 5 minutes. Like the fuck, crazy ass weather, bipolar ass weather. Speaking of taggers, you ever heard of hoods using them for games? Like, what do you mean? Like tagging crews, like hoods will use it as that's the future of the hood. You know what I mean? Not so much tagging crews, not tagging crews, but tag bangers. Yeah, that's like the future of the hood. You know what I mean? You know, and that tends to how the hood keeps running. You know what I mean? They just recruit those tag bangers, not taggers, because taggers are strictly like, you know, graffiti and stuff like that. They're not so much into the whole, you know, banging, you know, of shit like that. You know, those are the guys that really, you know, like the peace and the bombs and the, you know, that kind of stuff. Compared to tag bangers, are more like trying to be gangsters. You know what I mean? Like they don't really care about the art. You know, that's why tag bangers hit up like whatever. Wow, tagging crews and make sure their shit looks nice. You know what I mean? They put all kinds of colors and, you know, they make their shit look, you know, chingon. You know what I mean? They don't want no fucking shit. You know, wow, homies, they just don't give a fuck as long as it's up there. You know, chingue su madre. You know, it's a difference. They actually care about their art craft or whatever, even though it's like against the law and shit like that. But still, you know, it's a form of art. Not in the legal sense, but it's hot as fuck in Fresno Norte. Serio, is it? Oh, then you feel like pink too. Oh, well, yeah, well, that's, you know, over there by the bayou. So, yeah, it's like, you know, desert. This is desert weather. That's how it is down here, too. Because it just be hot as fuck everywhere in California right now. You know, when fires could just start out of nowhere, just, you know, combust, then you know it's hot, bro. Today at work, there's these two dumbass youngsters. I got hella ways to spend $1K on liquor. Damn, homie, they got it like that? Shit, I should be drinking with them bottles. You know, you want to be drinking with a bottle that's high rolling, you know. Hey, Simone, hey, güey, otras chelas, no, otras chelas. Like, oh, sí, ordenalas, güey. Like, oh, that's right, all right. My homie's got it right here. Put it on his tab. Che, vato. It says he feels so generous, you know. I don't know the rapper name. I think today, like 5 a.m. on Violet and Knoxville around there. Oh, right, yeah. Yeah, that's a bad area in general. Yeah, all that area is not a good area to be in. Yeah, that's like in the danger zone. Bless you. That's a danger zone because that's where like one hood ends and another hood begins. So it's like the kind of like the breeding zone. So it's like the transition. So it's like where, you know, one hood gets caught slipping. You don't want to be caught in those areas. You're actually safer in the heart of your hood than you're actually in the outskirts of your hood, because fools will think like, well, they're not gonna be there, and you know, and then that's how you bump into them vatos. Compared to the heart of the hood, you know, casi no hay muchos que de verdad se les suben los huevos al entrar, you know, all the way in. What up, shit? What's cracking like in Playboy 1300? Go subscribe to homie's channel. Homie be dropping some fire music. What's good with you, my boy? What's cracking? I work in Novo, so I see who's active setting. That's right, my boy. That's right, getting your Skrilla. Yeah, Novo's always active. I think everybody's active up in that bitch. So, dog, what's good with you, my boy? Call me Pony Boy. My dad's drawing for prison. All right, yeah, talent. I'm telling you, and that's where the best drawings come from. You know, the joint. You know, because a lot of fools, you know, they have time to really, you know, get their, you know, creative thoughts and really, you know, concentrate on details and shit like that. And those are the best. You know what I mean? And even famous like artists and, you know, and drawers and tattoo artists and stuff like that. Even they say that the best artwork comes from, you know, the joint. Because you don't have so many distractions, you know, you actually get to concentrate all your ideas and stay focused, you know, on what exactly you want to be, you know, thrown on the paper. But it's even crazier when they're able to do it on a wall with a spray can, you know, because it's not the same thing as like holding up like a pencil or a pen, you know, with the can, you know, because it's more wild. So the fact that they're able to do all of that shit with that is phenomenal, you know. Especially vatos over here, you know, they erasing and shit like that. These vatos are They get it done in one go, like instead of putting that talent to something good, huh? Están rayando las paredes los güeyes. Pues ni modos, you know. The kids, when they don't have, you know, somebody really telling them that they have a talent, a gift, you know. 9 times out of 10, their parents don't even know that they possess that kind of talent. You know what I mean? It's like, how the fuck did you not know your son was creative like that? Okay, gente vale verga. What up, bro? Much love from the north. That's right. Shout out to the north. Are you off this weekend? Nah, my boy, I work. Queríamos estar en la calle como pendejos desde morros, so gotta work now. No King Cobras today? Nah, me las compraron, hijo. Pues, you know, I think no. Bumped into some fools at the liquor store. They're like, hey, homie, I watch your channel. Hey, ¿quieres unas chelas? I was like, yeah, well, sure, shit. I ain't gonna turn down no free shit. That's cool when I bump into people like that. They just, hey, man, I watch your shit, and woo, you know, toda madre. What up, bro? What's good with you, Johnny X? What's up? This is Spooks from that guy in Radford. Why no click out? What? Whoa, which spooks? Big spooky or little spooky or medium spooky? Marcos or Ramiro? Jose? We have a lot of spooks. But I know all of them, so which one are you? Smoking the strain called El Gordo? A su madre. ¿Porque está pesado o qué? You need some clippers tonight. Brocha. Nah, ¿para qué, güey? Estoy casado. Like, I'm not here to pick up no date, my boy. You know what I'm saying?
Did you say Fortnite?
I'm not here to look guapo. The ring. When it was blurry. It comes in like that is gone. It's like the fuck. Pinche flor doesn't even get wet. El gordo never heard of it. Oh, nowadays, bro, there's all kinds of different caquita de chango and pinche Luke Skywalker, Yoda's master, and I don't know what the fuck. They homie, been drinking my Jeep. That's right, homie, sipping. You ever heard of original taggers Chaka from the 80s? I heard of Chaka. Yeah, there was some famous like graffiti fools that you just know their name was everywhere. You know what I mean? Look at that guy. ¿Cómo se llamaba? The one from Tunerville. The one that was all tattooed from his face and everything that came out of Training Day from Tunerville. What was his name? El pinche. Not his nickname, but his tagger name. Fuck, I forgot. It's at the tip of my tongue. No, Tumor? Was it Tumor? But the guy, you know, he was the one that was famous and was everywhere. Over 100 every day. Sheesh, serio, homie. It's been like that. It's been hot as fuck. It's like, damn, homie, we like that. You can't even sleep good, homie. You know what I mean? You when you turn on your bed, it's like, you know, those old photo albums that you just hear the shh to put the photos in. That's how you sound like when you turn. Shh. Like when you take out the yellow cheese from the wrapper. That's how hot it is. And the hyenas want to cuddle. Like, get the fuck away. 6 feet right now. We don't have COVID, but fuck. Pinche calorón y todavía quieren cuddle. Ah, no. Pinche cuddle que ni madres. They couldn't pay because they passed out. But the vato called dude's mom and she paid. The jefa had to pay. Fuck. That's cacho. Pinches vatos. Didn't even do that. Oxnard, California, up in the house. Support it. No, that's right, my boy. Gracias, gracias. Shout out to Oxnard. The whole Chiquis is definitely up in the house. NH stays dangerous. Hell yeah, homie. NH is always cracking. Yeah, definitely no joke. I've gotten jumped there. So many jump bats, knives, everything, bro. The worst. Yeah, cause your hood is mostly apartments. I know, cause my address. Yeah, the hood is nothing but apartments, bro. There's only like a little bit of houses on the block, bro. There's only like maybe in the whole entire block. There's probably only like I would say maybe only like 8 or 9 houses, bro, and the rest are all apartments, bro. You know, and you know how apartments go. People move in, move out all the time, so it's like you get new members, and you know, it keeps coming. Yeah, but mostly the hood is nothing but apartments. It's rare that you have. I'm telling you, you'll have a house here and there only. You know what I mean? And in a lot of places in the valley, if you look at where the barrios are at, that's how it is, bro. Like there's nothing but apartments, bro. A lot of be like, how these fucking neighborhoods get so deep? But there's nothing but fucking pure apartments, bro. There's no houses right here. I mean, where's the house? There's no houses. There's only like houses like in Winnetka and like Tarzana and shit like that. But if you go to like North Hills, Panorama, Pacoima, Sun Valley, North Hollywood, you don't fucking find no fucking houses. Puro pinches apartments. You'll be thinking like the valley, oh, there's nothing in the valley. Like, yeah, kind of over here, es cierto.
You watch it?
Pinche, at one point, our murder rate was higher than Los Angeles murder rate, bro. At one point.
Did I watch this in there?
Cardinal. What's one of the things one of your homies does that a lot of the other homies dislike? One of them is using the N-word. Using the N-word, and when another homie be lying like a mother effer, dog, always be lying, homie. You know what I mean? There's always an excuse and always, some shit, But when he wants something, like you see, you know what I mean? But when we ask for a favor, there's always a fucking excuse and shit. Like, hey, my boy, how come when every time we tell you to, like, let's run up on them fools right there, you're like, nah, there's too many witnesses and nah, porque la chota, there's cameras. But when you're by yourself, homie, like, yeah, I caught some enemies, got sleeping before I took off on them fools and what they were like, hey, my boy, how come every time when we're with you, homie, we say that there's something like, so there's always a greater force in why we can't, But when you by yourself, all the action be cracking. Like, so this is a little suspicious. But some homies, they cut them the slack because they're, they childhood homies, that they homies be giving benefits of the doubts. Even though you're kind of like, but, bueno. What do you think about vatos as residents, but their whole family is active gang members, but they never got into the hood? They don't have to be gang members in order for them to be like respected and shit like that. You know what I mean? Like, a fool's gonna be down for his shit regardless if he's a gang member or not. You know what I mean? He's another man. You know what I mean? Just because he's not a gang member doesn't mean he's a bitch or a weenie or nothing like that. I give everybody the respects, because they're a man. I don't respect them because they're a gang member. You know what I mean? I respect him because he's another man, It's like, why disrespect, the individuals for? So I give everybody the respects, you know what I mean? If anything, like, I commend that he grew up in that environment and didn't get sucked in, you know what I mean? It takes a strong mental and smarts, to be able to do that, you know what I mean? Discipline and shit like that. I tip my hats off to individuals that are able to, have that willpower, you know what I mean? Because I know how easy it is to get sucked up in the madness. So, if anything, I respect them even more if they didn't become a part of the streets. Yeah, but that whole, a homie's not respecting the vato because he's a gang member, you know what I mean? He's respecting him because he's just another man, you know what I mean? There you go, Triggs. Hey, gracias, my boy. I went fucking blank for a second. The homie Triggs with a Z. What's good, Jesus? What's the biggest peace treaty you heard of that two big time Plaza Hoods rivals make? And is through still peace going on in hoods? Like Hispanic and Hispanic? Hispanic and Hispanic? I don't think in Hispanic and Hispanic, I don't think there is one. Almost every feud is still ongoing. But there's been periods of, peace treaties and stuff. We're not gonna dive into that, my boy, because then I have to start talking about stuff that I can't talk about. So I really can't answer those kind of questions. Because then I have to dive into the whole, and there's just certain stuff we can't talk about. But yeah, there has been, peace treaties. I mean, they haven't really lasted, but but they happen. But like, there's been peace treaties between like blacks and Hispanic neighborhoods, and stuff is getting better. You know what I mean? Little by little, it is occurring. It is happening. You see it. Like I said, little by little, baby steps, bro. Oh, it's a reason. Yeah, sure it does. Mine is when one of the homies gets fucked up, and all of a sudden, you are babysitter for some of the. Oh yeah. I know what you mean about that one. A homie that can't control his, yeah, I have homies like that. Que se ponen pedos and all of a sudden they're Rocky Dog. They want to get down with everybody, or they're being disrespectful and causing some shit. There's just some homies you can't take nowhere, bro, because they can't behave. Like, hey, sabes que right here, everyone's feeding him, my boy, like, so you gotta worry. And then as soon as we get there, hey, homie, where are you? And he's causing all kinds of this madre, like, su puta madre, can't go nowhere with you. Yeah, I got homies like that. There's just some homies you can't take them out, bro, because they don't know how to behave. But like I said, that's not like, oh, damn, that means that he's down. Like, nah, because there's a time and place for everything, bro. And this is not the time and place. So it's like, well, these motherfuckers ain't even gang members and shit like that. So, like, how is that down or crazy or gang? It's not, bro. Like, it's not so much about being crazy and down, but it's also being, trucha. It's also about being, how you, carry yourself as well. You know what I mean? Because any idiot could just go out there and do something stupid, you know what I mean? But you want to get away and shit like that. So not doing shit reckless. It's like handling your business, but without, losing your mental in it, bro, staying grounded. Never do stuff based off of emotions, you know what I mean? Like, wait till you're settled down and you get your thoughts correct, you know what I'm saying? Because if you react on emotions, bro, that's how fools get caught up and washed up or smoked or shit like that, you know what I mean? Because then it's like all of a sudden you calm down, you're no longer mad, and it's like you're sitting down in the vault and you're like, I probably shouldn't have done that. And like, hey, guard. Oh, now you want to talk? Do shit when your mind is right. Like, if you still feel like that once you're sober and you relax, if you still want to go handle it, then we'll go and do what to do. But vatos, are all firme, like, hey, homie, we should probably go look for the enemies. Like, nah, let's just chill. And then with a few beers in their system, like, hey, wait, what are we doing right here, homie? Let's go look for the enemy. Like, oh, now you want to go. Now when everyone's all fucked up and drunk, huh? Now is the worst time to go looking for them. But we should have gone when we're sober. Motherfucker wants to go when he's all pedo. Vato. Oh, now all of a sudden you... Now you down for action, huh? But when we were sober, you wanted no static. But now all of a sudden, there's some miracle happening. Homie wants to go put in work now. I'm like, nah, ahora siéntate, güey. Have a seat right there. We ain't going nowhere now. Yeah, shout out to all the toqueros that be out there doing their thing, homie, getting their real hustle on. The grind's real. What's good, my boy? Much love from the Valle Coachella. That's right. Shout out to the whole Coachella Valle. It's time for the Tacos Mexico. That's right. What's good, Flaco? Flaco's definitely up in the building. What's good, my boy? Serio, yay. Now that you brought it up, now I want some tacos. Might have Puppet deliver me some tacos. I heard he works at Uber Eats now. I thought you were talking about. Oh, the King Cobra gangs? Nah, they're cool too. They're the homies. Buenas noches. That's right. Shout out to Base Grande. Woo woo. The night owls are definitely up in the building. Uh, now they have a King Cobra's Rica and then. No, there's a King Cobra gang. It's a gang. KKR. They're in East LA and Bell Gardens and several other spots. They're pretty big. So, homie, what's good with you, Marcos? I trip out on taggers. They write all big and then they try to become bios. Well, there's some vatos that are down for the shit. Cause keep this in mind, a lot of homies were taggers. You know, there's a lot of homeboys that were taggers before they were gangsters. There's a lot of clicas from vatos that used to be tagging crews before they became cliques. You know, like the CDKs from Wifins or the DS Does from Cam or the TMKs from my neighborhood. You know, like stuff like that. And then you have, tagging crews that have their down ass homies that are riders and they became neighborhood. Cam, JBI, WS, WSK, and a shitload, more. And vatos have their, down ass homies from those barrios. You know what I mean? So there's homies that just don't think just because they're taggers that they're pussies. Like, homie, like them vatos, they have real motherfuckers in their sets. I think it's that lie that gets told, like, they're just taggers, and a lot of people believe it. They repeat it just because they hear other people say it. But it's like, why are you repeating that shit for? That shit's stupid, dog. A lot of homies used to be taggers. Like, so what? They used to be bitches? Like, that shit is stupid. Like, if they're bitches, why are you trying to recruit them for then? Like, bro, that shit makes no sense when I hear vatos be saying that. Like, mejor cállate, like... But it's the lie that gets repeated because they hear everybody else saying it that, these fools are just taggers. Like, so what does that mean? Like, what? They don't have guns? Like, what? They're not going to take flight? What? They're not going to throw putazos? Like, what does that mean? Like, they're just taggers. Like, what the fuck does that mean? I get it, like, when it's a tagging crew, like, strictly graffiti because they don't want no problems. But with this tag bangers, they'll handle their business, homie. Don't ever get it twisted. Not all of them. That's what separates the two. You know what I mean? Not all of them, but they have their writers. Because when it does transition to neighborhood, not everyone, jumps aboard. There's fools that just leave and they just go do their own thing. Go get in a different tagging crew, shit like that. But I think it's so much of like how it started off. Like if they started off as tag bangers or they start off as taggers and then they just manifested like that. Depending. No, it's Tricks with a Z. They took the cross off the church. Yeah. He came out in a few movies. Yeah, he came out in a few movies, yeah. See, the homie, that vato was a tagger and a homeboy because he was from Toonerville. And, he also tagged. It's one of those things. Salutes out of Westside Lennox. That's right, shout out to Westside Lennox. Woo woo. And the homies out there in the Valle. They be doing real things out there in the Valle, too. Is this show just for gang bangers? Well, no, it's for everybody. But yes, we do talk the streets here. Out here in the South, they have a fetish for building new gas stations. Serio, they want fools to get smoked. It's a trap. No, this is everybody's channel. Falling into the live and hitting the button. Yeah, that's right. Hit the thumbs up. It helps my channel. Helps me get into the algorithm. Being from the streets, people always say I don't see AP tag till AP don't really hit up like facts. Yeah, they don't, bro. There's other neighborhoods that are like, bro. There's some neighborhoods that they're not even allowed to write in their own hood, bro, because it burned. Now I'm not lying. There's hoods that have that rule set in place. I be tripping out like, what, in serio? There's just some homies that don't like writing. Like, I'm one of them. I never like tagging, bro. That's never been my thing. Like, man, why are we gonna go right on the waffle? Let's just go look for these motherfuckers. Why are we gonna waste our time doing that? We just go look for them. But there's some homies that just love that shit, you know what I mean? Like getting all creative, fire extinguishers and the German tips and all kinds of shit, bro. It's like, ay, güey, la verga. See, paint rollers and all kinds of shit. Like, vatos be, you know, shit. They become MacGyvers, homie. Yeah, hey, right here on the freeway. Hey, grab the rope. Like, su puta madre. Tanto pinche pedo for a hit up. Like, well, I'm gonna let you just drop right now. Like, nah, fool, don't even play like that. Like, oh shit. Probably shouldn't have played like that, huh? Watching one of them, you know, did slip like, fuck. Like, damn, I was just playing, fools. Get up. Get up. Have you seen Chico? Yeah, I think it's better than well, not so much of an improvement, but I think there's a little bit more creative, you know. Vince was already stale, bro. What's good with it? Chilling right here, my boy. They don't. Why don't you and American Cholo ever do some real shit? Nah, it has nothing to do with politics. You know, like politics don't get in the mix of, you know, like neighborhood street matters, but it's in the works. It's in the works. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, you know, time. Like, hey, bro. Like, hey, you know, like I'm taking this all in. You know, like I said, I'm not perfect, bro. Like, I have my own, you know, demons and stuff like that. You know what I mean? I'm not perfect, bro. Like, there's still some stuff that I struggle with and shit like that. And it's just getting my mind right and, you know, I'm growing with the channel. I'm growing as the channel grows. You know what I'm saying? You know, we're not perfect, and we all, you know, like just taking it all in. You know. You know, like bettering yourself and shit like that. You know. Because like when I tell people that real feelings and emotions go into this lifestyle, like I'm not playing. Like I'm being dead serious. Like there is homies that feel a certain way and, you know, and see stuff a certain way. You know what I mean? Not saying like your homeboys, but like you yourself. You know. You know what I mean? And it's just coping with all of that. You know. Because people think that we're making all these feelings up or these emotions, like, oh, just get over it, or why are you trying to act like? Ain't nobody acting nothing or nothing like that, bro. This is real shit that really happens, bro. You know, when you go and you diss these fools' neighborhood, they're legitimately getting mad, bro. They're not pretending they're getting mad. You know, so it's like when fools be like, bro, that shit's stupid, let it go. Like, bro, they legitimately feel like that. What do you want? It's kind of like when somebody, like when you have an item that's special to you, right? And people be like, why don't you get rid of that toy or that movie or whatever it is, you know? And but to you, it holds some value to it. So you're like, what? No, this is just not no, you know, whatever, you know? Because of the emotional attachment you have to it. You know, and that's some real shit, you know? People, you know, have it towards sports team. There's some people that they're prideful in their sports team, my boy. You can't, you know, diss their team or whatever, because them fools are gonna want to throw putazos and they right there getting heated and legitly getting mad. Like if they own that fucking team, like bro, you don't even own the team. Like you acting like you're the owner or some shit. But you see that the pride, because they attach their emotions into that, or a car or whatever, you know. But they attach their emotions to something. As humans, we all do it to things, you know. It's normal, you know. You know, we all attach, you know, our emotions to something, you know. And you know, these individuals, you know, misguided, just attached it to the wrong thing, you know. And it's just working on that, you know what I mean? Working to, you know, get over the hill on all of that, you know. But people just think that these fools are just stupid and they just like, nah, these fools just want to be like that and we'll do like, I'm telling you, because they don't know how it is. They never live the life. They never watch the show, so no entienden, you know. Like, you know, you could explain it to individuals, right? You could break it down to them, but what you can break down to them is emotions. You can't break down emotions. You know what I mean? So they don't feel what these homies feel. So to them, they're never going to be able to understand or truly, relate because they don't feel those emotions for them to be like, oh, okay, I know what you're talking about. So to them, it's like they don't understand. It's kind of like when you tell somebody who's an alcoholic or a drug addict, like, wait, why can't you just let it go? Like just stop, just and you see how difficult it is for them. It's just not as easy as people think that, just like that, Maybe you have the mental to do that, and much respects, and I applaud you. But not everybody mental's the same, Not everybody has the same willpower as everybody else. We're all different, While some people could muscle through some stuff, some people can't. Some people need some guidance, some help, or different shit. We're not all the same, bro. If there's one thing that life has taught you is that we're not all the same, bro. We're different. People learn different. People, take information. Like you could watch or read something, right? An article or a story or some shit like that, and you could see and take the message as this, and then the same person could read the same exact story as you and see it a different way, and it's like, how the fuck did you get that out of this? But see, because we're not all the same, you know what I mean? We're all just different, and that's fine, it's perfectly normal. It's just getting to know everything, getting to understand everything, and I think as time's been going, I think people are now more open to actually listening and understanding. And truly, when you sit down and understand something, then that's when progress could be made, and that's when change could actually start happening. But before, they weren't willing to give nobody the time of fucking day or even hear them out, bro. Like, fuck these fools. Like, they're stupid. They're fucking lying. They're whatever. They're not willing to hear them out. And then they wonder why the problem hasn't gotten better or why hasn't shit changed. Well, I don't know. You weren't willing to hear it before because you thought you knew everything. You thought you had that shit in the bag. And what happens when you think you know something? Assumptions is not facts. How are you gonna fix something when you don't know it? When you don't take the time to learn this, then how are you gonna fix it?
Yeah, so
But people just wanted to satisfy their own ego, because they want to insult these individuals because they see the lifestyle stupid and it makes them feel better, saying, you feel are losers. But how is that fixing the problem, though? I get it. Tell them they're losers. They live with their mama. Okay, whatever. Insult after insult. But how is that fixing the problem, though? Like make me understand how exactly is saying that gonna fix this problem? Because obviously the only thing that is gonna do is irritate them, get them mad, and now shit's gonna blow out of proportion. That's what I see, occurring. And then people wonder why the fuck, they started tripping on them or whatever. Like, well, when do you go and insult somebody and expect them to hear you out? It's like that's never how you fix a problem. Imagine two countries that want to settle the differences, meet up and be like, okay, but you guys are fucking stupid. The way you live your life is you guys are pieces of shit. And now this country's supposed to be like, okay, yeah, peace treaty. Yeah, right. That's not how you fix problems. Oh. "29th Street, that's right. Whoa, whoa. Shout out to the whole 29th Street. This guy talking. Yes, I am. You can learn about something about everything, you know what I mean? Even the streets. I bring understanding to the lifestyle. I don't insult the lifestyle, and I don't encourage it either. I simply just break it down, break down why individuals become this way. What leads to individuals, turning down, to this path or this lifestyle? Why these, groups exist, to begin with? Where do they exist? Because you want to know, your surroundings, your areas. That way you don't get stuck in a situation you don't want to be in, or better yet, to keep track of your kids. You know what I mean? Because while some people may look at an area and think it's lovely, and then they leave their kids out there for like hours and hours, without being supervised, and then the streets eat them up alive. You want to be, aware of your surroundings. You know what I mean? You want to be aware of, what's happening. I'd rather somebody tell me that there's a wolf in the room before I open the door and go into the room. I like to be aware that there's a wolf, before I go in there and be surprised. See, for so long, people have wanted to sweep the problem underneath the rug. They feel like if you don't talk about the problem, that the problem gets fixed. When have you ever seen that if you don't discuss an issue, of this magnitude, that it gets fixed by just not talking about it? That doesn't happen. How do problems get fixed? By confronting the problems, by talking about the problem. Simply trying to sweep it under the rug is something that these people have been wanting to do since the gangs have started. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? These gangs have been around since the 1800s. It's 2022. So I'm gonna go ahead here and wing it and take a guess and say that it's not working. I don't think it's working. I could be wrong though. But hey, what the hell do I know? Like, but see, when somebody dislikes the lifestyle, and they themselves view some type of way, they just don't want to hear because they see it as a bad lifestyle and everything, and it is. You know what I mean? But that's just because that's what they want to hear. That's how they want to go about it. You know what I mean? But this is bigger than me and you. It's not about satisfying our own egos, but actually getting down to the matters of things. Yeah, you gotta sometimes regulate your homies. Yeah, it's true. Homies used to get a lot of regulation for a lot of shit. These days, you got to keep highlights to yourself. Yes, it has always should be like that. Now, vatos want to do jales while posting it at the same time, and then they wonder how they get caught. Damn, which homie you think threw rat? Fucking Instagram Live is still playing. I don't know. In my Holy Moly Donut Shop. Holy Moly Donut Shop. I clicked on the video because I thought he was Sir Dino doing Bible study. Oh, well, I'm not religious, but I tip my hats off to him for what he does. Well, he's still there. I mean, he does have a channel. Kansas Rifa, aquí carnal, that's right. Shout out Kansas. Sup to everybody. What's good, Mando? There is Cobra Gang in Chicago too. Yes, there is actually. There's two of them. No, there's the Spanish Cobras and the Latin Cobras. If I'm not mistaken. And they're both like old and large and notorious.
What am I doing?
I like the design. I seen a hit up of theirs. It was like a king cobra, like the snake actually drawn, and it was like a type of old English silver letters with a green and black snake, and it was huge, bro. That shit was sick. That shit looked sick. They look dope as hell, though. I ain't gonna lie. But it's not connected. Nah, there's even one in Texas. It's because a king cobra is something that's something that, because keep this in mind, when these organizations start, these are kids that start these gangs. They're kids, right? So, kids think that king cobras are cool and whatever they think that is cool at the time because they're just, remember, they're young youths, you know what I mean? They have a mentality of a child. So that's how you get, nicknames like this, and that, or names about it like king cobras, or, you know what I mean? Because of that, because, yeah, they were children. Because keep this in mind, when they're all running around and everything like that, there are a bunch of kids that are running out there. I know people always think that it's these 34-year-olds and all that's running amok out there, but it's not, bro. Take a look at what's really happening out there, you see that it's 15, 16, 17, that are committing these things. And no, not under the orders that are given by their older homies. Their older homies are fucking chilling, drinking at a homie's backyard or at his house with his vieja, you know what I mean? They ain't out there fucking telling these fools what they have to do and shit like that. No, bro, these fools go out there and do their thing, bro. They're not right in the car, telling them, get off and go do them, and that fools are at their fucking cantonas, dog. Fucking youngsters are running amok. They're big homies that are with them, while they go do something. It's like if there's 3 homies that are 14 and one of the homies is 18 years old or 17, then that's the big homie. But in the streets, that's a big gap, you know what I mean? Because they do grow up fast on here. So people be like, oh, these guys, and I'm like, what the hell are you talking about, bro? There's nothing but fucking kids out there.
What would you do?
But see, people don't understand the lifestyle. They just rush to conclusions and a whole lot of assumptions and being called facts. Saludos to todos los camaradas. That's right. Party crews and tagging crews in the 90s became gang members. Yeah, that is true. They did. There's a few of them. You know what I mean? There's a few of them that were with the business, It's because not all party crews were the same. Some fools just wanted to be dancing and stuff like that. And some fools were actually, looking just to make feria and are going to guard their feria, by any means. And we're there to, pimp it and throw putazos, Yeah, there's, you know what I mean? While there was other fools that just wanted to be dancing and stuff like that. So you had different kinds of party crews, you know what I mean? It wasn't just like, they just seen it as an opportunity of money.
Yeah, right.
Hell no. What does that mean? Hell no.
No,
Christ. Oh, I'm not religious. I don't believe in religion. I'm a man of science. I have nothing against religion, though. Like, if that's what people, want to do, then, I applaud them and I tip my hats off to them. And however you better yourself, you know what I mean? I just have my beliefs, you know what I mean? I respect other people's beliefs. The thing is that they don't respect mine, you know what I mean? As soon as I tell them, I don't believe in that, they tell me that I'm the devil and I'm permitting, hatred and evil and stuff like that. Like, because I don't believe in God and religion, all of a sudden that makes me an evil person? Like, how so? Like, for people that preach the word of God, there's a whole lot of hatred and name calling being thrown around, And it's like, and you preach the word of God? You'll be surprised. There's some people that go to church that is full of more hate than gang members themselves, bro. Just because you go to church don't make you a good person. Those are facts. There's a lot of people that go to church that are pieces of shit.
Huh? What?
Just because you don't belong to a gang doesn't mean that you're better than them. You know what I mean? Because you could be a worse person.
What? Why did it do that?
Hey, homie, you ever enter a contest with Local TV? I don't think I have. I seen him when he does it, you know what I mean? I'm thinking of jumping on, you know what I mean? On his stuff. That's the homie right there, Clown Lope. Yeah, feed me camarada. Go subscribe to Local TV. Clown Lope. What's down in Vicky's town? That's right. What's good with you, Kazoo? Chilling right here, my boy. Hey, saludos para la Radford. That's right, my boy. Likewise. Saludos to the homie Joker out of Vicky's town. That's right. Shout out to Vicky's town. It's about. Oh man, there's some of those spicy ones for that shit be no joke, bro. Like the spicy chip challenge. Like there's people that have taken it, bro, and they had to be taken to the hospital. And it's like, fuck is in that shit? Like, yeah, fools have to be taking out their appendix. Like, su puta madre. I mean, me encanta, spicy food, but no tanto así. I don't know about having the chile all up in you like that, you know what I'm saying? Vickystown is another neighborhood that's huge as hell that blew up like wildfire. You can find those fools everywhere too. Large as hell. Can you shout out on my hood, please? Northside, Korea Locals, 33rd. That's right. Shout out to Northside Korea Locals, 33rd. RIP to dear leader across midget local. Okay. Oh yeah, well shout out to the Northside Korea Locals, right? One more. Prepare when aiming to do something great. Yes, very true. That's another great underrated channel you guys need to go subscribe to. You know, if you want to know your culture and stuff like that, which history is a beautiful thing. You know what I mean? You know, it's one of the subjects that you know intrigues me. That I'm just, you know, I like educating myself on. There's a lot of people that don't like, you know, to learn their history, yet they want to talk about their prideful and their areas and when they know nothing about their cultures. It's sad, really. I'd be fucking with homies content. You know, on the old mix. Hit the like and subscribe. Yeah, hit the like and subscribe. Those help out the channel. Oh, this shit. Time fate.
That's not an editing. It'll just send you like
you win some, you lose some, but you live. You live to fight another day. You see how Neil Dezat takes his. Did he? Oh, I don't know. I didn't even hear it the first time. I didn't know what people were talking about until I did the live, and then I went to go scoop it out, but I couldn't find nothing. Now, well, to say that it was him that took it down, like, who really knows? Because YouTube has a lot of rules, bro, and YouTube does a whole lot of shit. You guys won't be surprised, like if you only knew how much YouTube be hitting with all kinds of rules, bro. Sometimes it's just... What gets me mad and irritated is that they'll hit you with a copyright or a flag and stuff like that, and then there'll be a person out there who has content that's worse than yours, or, you know, or seen, you know, could be seen at, you know, so, but they leave their content on there and you're just taking it down. It's, you know, they pick and choose, you know, favoritism. It's unreal. Well, depending if, you know, people report to channels and stuff like that, because we get a lot of haters too. It's like, what happened to freedom of speech, bro? You seen the LAPD video where they started to shoot up at good, kind of like, oh, but they do that all the time, though. That's normal, bro. Right here, you can't even scratch your ass, bro, because they'll shoot you because they'll think you're, you know, keistered a weapon or something. You know? Right here, you sneeze, my boy, and it's over, dog. Lights out. Right here, they're trained to shoot first, ask questions later. My bro, all the shit in their belt, right? You have a suspect who's unarmed. You know what I mean? Or let's say he has a knife. You know, we'll at least give him that. He has a knife. Motherfuckers have tasers. I don't know if people have been tased before, but you're going down. Even under the influence of drugs, you know, there's some people could muscle through it. You know, it's rare, but, you know, let's say, you know, your taser doesn't work. So you got the pepper spray. You know, pepper spray is also effective, but yeah, under the influence of drugs. But then they, you know, either when they get hit, they become discombobulated, right? So they're not able to, they're, you know, others, you know, key senses are all over the place. So, you know, he's not really of a danger factor to you either way. You know what I mean? If he's coming at you, even if it didn't slow him down, you know, now you can't really see and shit like that. So he's not of a high threat like that. So, you know, you got your pepper spray, you got your baton, you know, and then they have non-lethal rounds and, you know, and they have all kinds of shit. Trust me, I should know. So they have all of these. What's the point of having all of that shit if the first thing you do is reach for your fucking gun and you start unloading? And it's bad enough, bro, that todavía I don't know, people have been shot before, but you get hit once, my boy. Let me tell you something. It's going to stop you in your tracks. You know what I'm saying? And yet they have the nerve to unload. I've seen videos where they unload the clip, my boy, and then they pop in another clip and they keep firing, bro. And it's like, bro, like what you doing, dog? Like, fucking, hey, homie. Motherfuckers unload and it's like, Well, what kind of human was he that you felt the need to shoot him 37 times or 100 times or whatever? See what it is, and I'm not one of those people that insults officers or I'm here to preach against police officers. They're doing their fucking jobs. You know what I mean? That's what they get paid for. You need police officers that way keeps order, balance, and everything like that. I get it. My thing is that a lot of these police officers are not properly trained. Now, what I mean by that, yes, physically they're trained. They put them through these obstacle courses and stuff like that. So they, when it comes to being in shape and physical courses and stuff like that, okay, yeah, they got it down. But what they don't understand is that a majority of their job is mentally. They don't train them mentally right. You know what I mean? I think they need to be trained better mentally, maybe take some, psychology courses and stuff like that. That way they better know how to handle situations, how to better, address, individuals of why they're upset and how they could de-escalate the situations, understanding of why this individual maybe feels, how he feels, and just understanding what's actually happening. You know what I mean? Because remember, these officers, they go through a lot on a day-to-day. They see all kinds of shit, and everything gets pushed to the limits. Their sexuality, their religion, their ethnicity, their morals. You get what I'm saying? Because they have to deal with a lot of shit. So and they're only human, right? So you want to better mentally prepare these police officers. You know what I mean? To understand that, okay, he's just lashing out because of this and that. That's why he's calling me names, instead of they're calling the names and this guy wants to snap, and all of a sudden he just slams him on the ground and everything like that. Be like, bro, like, aren't you a police officer? This is your job, so carry yourself with the standards. You're supposed to be properly trained, but clearly you're not. You reacted just like any other individual would react. You know what I'm saying? This is your job, your profession, so keep yourself professional. I get it. While people say that, oh, well, like, look how they're being disrespected, like, that's what that fool gets for being a criminal. But like I said, this person could be under the influence of a controlled substance or just like doing some shit. This guy, that's his job, his profession, right? He needs to obtain the law, like hold himself, to the law standards, because now if he starts, treating them like how this person would treat them, then he becomes no better than the individual. That's why Batman doesn't kill the people, the villains, because if he kills them, then he becomes just like them. You know what I mean? That's why he chooses not to kill them, because he refuses to become just like them. Police officers, tend to do it too. They just get mad and they overreact. Now they just became like these individuals. You have police officers that are fucking right there arguing. What you arguing for? Like, you're supposed to, like understand the situations, that way when they get there, so they have their adrenaline rushing, it's a chaotic scene. That way they're calm and collective and know how to, go about, scenarios. But if you don't properly train them mentally, because like I said, they witness a lot, they see a lot, dead bodies of kids and all kinds of, their emotions are running loose, you know what I'm saying? You want to, mentally prepare your officers, but they don't train them mentally, bro. They don't train them at all, bro. Physically, yeah, and then it's like, okay, there, congratulations. And it's like, what the fuck? Like, a majority of their job is mental, not physical. Like, instead of where they need to like concentrate their training and maybe, fund it, to these people take some courses, and shit like that, and get themselves mentally right. No, they don't do that. And it's like, and you have the chief of board, right? And that's what our cities get paid for, all that money and stuff like that, to fix and solve these problems. All these motherfuckers get paid all this money, and you're telling me you guys can come and sit down and realize that this is the problem, that maybe this is where you need to, start putting your funds in and how to better, fix the relationship between police officers and your citizens. Because that's why a lot of your citizens don't even trust your police officers, because they don't know how to behave. Because yes, they're having a bad day and stuff like that, and they just take it out on whoever. And then they wonder why their own citizens don't trust them, because a lot of these people were doing a lot of scandalous shit before, But they wouldn't believe the gang members, because they're gang members, right? They're the good guys. These guys are the bad guys. Why would they believe them? And then until body cameras started coming out, and then now you see all these videos surfacing, and it's like, oh my God, can you believe these officers are behaving in this manner? Like, they have always behaved like that. It's just that now you guys get to see it. So all the story that these guys were saying, maybe they weren't lying, huh? Maybe they're actually telling the truth, huh? There was no reason for these motherfuckers to make up that story. And I should know. I had been in a lot of those stories, so I know I'm just not speculating and making shit up. Bro, that kind of shit. They were breaking a whole lot of laws, you know what I mean? fucking a lot. Fools were even, keeping their drugs for their own self-use. Because, like I said, a lot of these people have emotional problems themselves, and that's why you see a lot of detectives are alcoholics or they're divorced or they're, you know what I'm saying? Because they have issues just like anybody else. Temptation gives in too. Maybe they're behind on some payments and stuff like that. Now they see money, like, they're only human, right? Because they don't get paid all that swell either. You know what I mean? You see that, we keep funding the police and all this money, but yet your police are underpaid. So where is this money going for? Yeah, but you see the people that are in those high seats, you see that their salaries are nice and fat. You see their big ass homes and everything, while their police officers over here struggling just to pay their rents. And it's like, well, we're funding all this money to the police. Like, where does all this money go for? Oh, but you look at the higher ups, and it's like, oh, okay, I see where you all at. That's why they even got to be cutting these fools' hours and shit like that. You got to work 2 jobs just to pay rent. And it's like, what the hell? Like, why are they taking all our taxes for then? I thought it was to fix all these problems. Yet none of these problems get fixed. You know what I mean? You see the roads are fucked up, the educational, the board district, the grades haven't gone up. You see these underpaid officers. So it's like, where is all this money going for? But then you see these, these mayors and governors and, high-ranking people. All their homes are nice and, chingon and, the latest cars, 5 vehicles. And it's like, all right, I see y'all. And it's like, democracy, ladies and gentlemen. How fucking outrageous. But I think they just need to be trained more mentally better, If they were to mentally train the police officers better, it would be a better situation. Because you do meet some cops that are, are actually, feed me, they're just there doing their job. They don't do the extra. And, they actually, hear you out and shit like that. Then you have a majority of them who are fucking dicks and just have a chip on their shoulder and just, they're the grand assholes. Now that makes situations worse. Instead of, helping to de-escalate scenarios, they make situations worse and then they spiral out of control and next, innocent lives, get taken and stuff like that just because these police officers weren't able to control their emotions. That's why when people say, well, they should just start killing criminals, bro. Then anytime somebody commits a crime, you try to arrest him now, knowing that damn well he's going to just now die. Now you're putting the lives of everybody in jeopardy because now he's going to go to that extra to try to get away, meaning taking hostages and all kinds of shit. Why should he carry? He's going to get killed anyway, so now he'll go to the extreme. Now you're putting the life of everybody in jeopardy and your police officers in jeopardy because this guy knows that he's about to kick the can. So now he'll go balls out. That's why it's not a good idea. And guess what? That's not going to stop people from committing crimes to begin with. You know what I mean? You can tell people they'll behead them, they'll crucify them. They don't care, bro. They're still going to break the law. Medieval times goes and proves that. You know what I mean? That's what they would do back then. In the medieval time, guess what? People were still breaking the law. So it doesn't work. So all the idiots that want to throw like, why don't they just kill them out there? Yeah, it's not going to fix the problems. How about understanding the problem? Oh, why do you keep saying understanding the problems? Fuck that. Dog, we ain't trying to talk to these fools. We ain't trying to be civil here. Like, you guys are always saying that, brute strength and forcing shit and violence never fixes no problems, right? That's what everybody always preaches, right? And says. Yeah, when it comes to fixing these problems, yeah, they should just kill them and everything. Like, well, what happened to that whole violence doesn't fix anything and I don't know what. Also, at the convenience, huh? Okay, at the convenience, all right. You guys got to make it clear when we're allowed to apply these rules and not, like at the convenience. So it's at the convenience. Okay, I got it. I get it. It's kind of tricky, got to be able to maneuver, what people are trying to say and stuff like that. Like, the fuck, you just said you don't want any violence. Now you're pushing it with violence. Like, I don't understand, bro. Like, I don't understand you. And these are the good people. These guys that are wishing death upon individuals. Hundreds and hundreds of individuals. They wish the death upon these people. I'm supposed to believe that these guys are the good people and that go to church and that are decent human beings. They're wishing the death upon, another human being, bro. And I'm supposed to believe that these guys are the ones that are going to go to heaven? The fuck? Really, it sounds like their mentality is no different than these individuals. The same hatred these guys have for their enemies, these guys seem to have to these gang members. Yet they say that they're different. How so? You're being fueled by the same emotion and wishing the same outcome. Yeah, you claim you different. Bro, miss me with all that. And then when we bring up topics like that, and just all of a sudden they want to look in the mirror like, nah, fool. Well, all I know is that fuck them. And it's like, that's your counter argument? Okay. Like, I know looking in the mirror hurts, bro, but we all gotta do it. I feel like every time I do lives, I go on a rant. Well, he's a southerner, but from the east side. You know, it doesn't work like that. Like, all right, ladies and gents, we go end it right here because I feel like I just keep going on rants. I trying to bore y'all to sleep, but we out.